phone. It's all right. How are we all doing this afternoon? All right, good. The first dance I'm going to share with you here today, this dance is actually a dance that's based upon the original style of our Warriors dance. But this dance is also a lot different from what you see in the movies. You know the ones I'm talking about? The ones that Hollywood made about 60, 70 years ago? Have you ever noticed that within those movies that it would always be the nights before the battle? And what would the Warriors do? They would go out and build a giant bonfire about 60, 70 feet tall, and it was so huge all their enemies can see it for miles and miles around. Then they would dance around this fire all night long, screaming, hollering, having a good time until the sun comes up. Then they would stop, run and jump on their horses, and go sneak up on John Wayne. How many of you guys believe that? Well, you know what? You're not the only ones. I sure believed it. So I tried it one night. I stayed up all night dancing, singing, having a good time. As a matter of fact, it was New Year's Eve. Boy, I tell you, by the time the sun came up, I was tired. I don't do anything. I was actually calling into work, telling my boss I'm going to be a little bit late, So that's something that only happens in Hollywood. In reality, it wasn't until after the battle or after the hunt that our warriors would dance in celebration, happy that they returned alive. They would dance out the stories of what had happened to them upon the battlefield or upon the hunt, and they would share just with the people. So at this time, without any further ado, I'm going to come out and share with you my style of our men's northern traditional dance. And you're more than welcome to bring me out with a great big round of applause. Yay! Another round of applause. That was Homer Loma Kima. Now this time we have a very special treat for you. We're going to have a hoop dancer come up. We're going to be doing two different hoop dances on this presentation. We're going to have a pediatric version, and at the end of the show I'll do a geriatric version. But this young man coming up, his name is Corwin Matt. He was born for the Apache, Blackfeet, and Flathead Nations with the Colville Confederacy and born from the Dene Nations. Are you ready, buddy? Corwin. Earth to Corwin. All right. How old are you now, sir? He's 11 years old, and he told me that he was playing hooky from school just so he could come out here and dance for you guys today. Are we going to tell his teachers? Nah, we won't tell them. But Corwin is a phenomenal young man, and he's going to be sharing his style of hoop dance. Now within this dance you're going to see him making different formations like the eagle, the butterfly, the basket of life. All of these different formations kind of represents our journey. If you see anything you like during this dance, let him know. You can yell, you can scream, you can clap, you can even do the Macarena if you want. But the more encouragement you give this young man, the harder he's going to dance, because our children are the learners of today and the leaders of tomorrow. So let's bring this young man out with a great big round of applause. Hey, and he told me to tell you that he's been hoop dancing for 2 years.
amazing, you should see it without the Halloween candy. Let's give him another round of applause. Corwin Matt. Corwin's an amazing young man. He's always eager to dance no matter what the situation. He always wants to come out. He always wants to share. So he's a very unique young man. I think we should just give him one more great round of applause. Now, before we go into the final two dances, I'm going to share just a little bit of music on the Native American flute. Now, this instrument was used all throughout Indian country for different purposes. In some of our native nations, it was used to solve problems. In other native nations, it was used for healing, for prayer. But where I come from, this instrument had a very sacred purpose. Something that we like to call dating. Otherwise known as snagging. Anybody out there ever been out snagging? No? How about teepee creeping? Yeah, we even have teepee creeping competitions. And right up on the stage, we have a couple of champions. We do. They got trophies. They're called kids. Now, it was said many years ago, if a young man wanted to win over the heart of a young lady, he would sit outside of her lodge as the sun was going down over the horizon. If it was among my people, he would sit outside of the wigwam. Up on the northern plains, the teepee, among the Dene nations of Hogan, and in central Phoenix, the apartment complex. And he would begin to play that love song. And it was said that if she came out and she sat really, 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 really close, he would put the courtship blanket over her shoulders and continue to play, and everybody would look on and go, aww. And everybody would go, aww. Yeah, all your heart. Now, if she came out of the lodge and came up and gently took that flute from his hands and beat him over the head with it, well, we know the fate of that poor young man, and that's why I've had more concussions than any football player in the NFL. So I'm going to play a short song on the native flute. I hope you enjoy it. Have been rejected the most. And since not one single lady got up to rush the stage. Thanks, ladies. Thank you for helping me become a better flute player. At this time, we're going to present one of our women's styles of dance. In Indian country, our native women are highly regarded. Out of over 500 native nations, over 80% of them, which is over 400 native nations, are matriarchal, which means that the women are the boss. Mic check. Mic check. We'll try that again. The women are the boss. That's right. The women are highly regarded as the givers of life, and as my wife has told me and the kids, she could also be the taker of that given life. I'm going to have her come out at this time and introduce herself in the proper way. So let's bring her out with a great big round of applause.
Yeah, DJ Tony Hammond, Tachini Shanagani versus Chin. There's a sunny Dashachi, Trobani Dashanella, Kudai Danan. Hello, my name is Tony Hamill. I just introduced myself in my native language, which is the Dana language, or known as the Navajo language. Today I'll be doing a dance called the Women's Fancy Shawl Dance. This dance represents change, and it's also known as a butterfly dance. It's said that long ago, this young lady was mourning for her loved one, so she went into the forest. And in that forest, she came upon a caterpillar. And each day, she'd check up on that caterpillar until one day she found out that the caterpillar had turned into a butterfly. So she took this as a sign, so she went back into her encampment, told her elders, her family, and told them that she was done mourning. So she constructed a dress similar to mine. She went out to the arena and started dancing. So I hope you enjoy my style of the Women's Fancy Shawl. Thank you.
Are you guys having a good time so far today? Yeah. All right. We have one more dance that we're going to share in this presentation. As I promised, you got to see the pediatric version of the hoop dance. You get to see the geriatric version. My name is Brian Hamill. I was born for the Ho-Chunk Nation. And I'm going to be sharing my style of hoop dance. And when I was first given this dance back in 1994, a friend of mine that gave it to me told me whenever I dance, I always tell the story. So that way when people see it, they can kind of see what it represents. In our native culture, the hoop represents that journey through the circle of life with no beginning, no ending. And we're taught that we're all created equal as human beings within that sacred hoop. Now within this dance, you're going to see how these hoops come together. They start to represent formations of life. In some of our native nations, this dance is a creation dance and tells a story from the beginning of time. All of the creations upon this beautiful earth. You might see the eagle taking flight. You might see the butterfly emerging from the cocoon, the hummingbirds, the flowers, the sun, the moon, the stars, the clouds in the sky. In other native nations, this dance is a healing dance, a blessing dance. So I hope you enjoy my style of hoop dance today, and enjoy your time here at the Arizona State Fair.
Now the dance you're going to see here, this dance is a difficult dance to do. What the dancer does is he dances in time with a drum beat while making different formations such as the basket, the ladder, the eagle, the butterfly. You do have to use your imagination to see all these things in here, but if you look hard enough, you might even see Mickey Mouse, Everyone sees something different. As a matter of fact, the other show I saw Elvis. So you do have to use your imagination. But if you do see anything that you like, feel free to applaud our dancer here. Yell, scream, clap, do the wave if you like. Just let him know you're enjoying his dancing out here. The louder you are, the harder he'll dance. He feeds off that energy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 4-time World Hoop Dance Champion. We like to call him the Lord of the Rings. The current 2013 champion within the senior adult division, Brian Hamill from the Ho-Chunk Nation. Let's bring him out and start him off with a great big round of applause.
Yeah.
and hoop. There it is. You guys all enjoy that dance? All right, good, good. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I swear I lost about 5 pounds just now watching him do that dance, you know. That's what I like to call Indian aerobics, you know. It keeps a lot of young warriors in shape. But notice I said a lot of young warriors, you know. Not all of us, but a few of us it keeps in shape. As a matter of fact, Brian here keeps getting after me. You know, Palmer, start hoop dancing, get in shape. I looked at him and I laughed and I said, what are you talking about? I am in shape. Round is the shape, right? Yeah, that's what I learned, so I'm in shape. You guys want to see him do that again? All right.
Come back at 5.
Let's give it one more time for Brian Hamill and the hoop dance.
Did you guys have a good time today? How many of you guys enjoyed the flute music today? How many of you want me to go home and play for you every night? My wife said no. But right down here where Corwin's sitting, we do have our CDs available of the flute music as well as videos of the dancing. And for those of you that really